This week on Longshot TV.
I've just arrived at my camp here in Ohio. I looked to my hard left in the thick brush in the woods, and I saw some antlers coming out.
I really feel like this is the stage right before the rut. We're going to slip out of here, go check some Cuddyback trail cameras.
Had a little small 8-pointer come from my left. This evening hunt right here is like absolutely perfect for the rut. I hear the horns clanking back and forth. Now the wind's finally got right for me to hunt this other farm I've been trying to get in. It just seems like the perfect morning. You got a little chill. I saw the antlers coming off that little ridge. I draw back on him, and Roy tells me, no way, no shot, no shot. I'm by myself today, and I caught the glimpse of a pretty nice set of horns.
I just shot the 10-pointer I was after.
I just had an awesome hunt this afternoon. Well, I've just arrived at my camp here in Ohio. I have multiple farms here to hunt, and I've been running Cuddyback trail cameras on them for quite a while now, kind of take the inventory of the bucks and what's going on. And it's just about that time we're right here around the edge of the rut. These big bucks hope we'll be running these does, and we'll get a crack at one of them.
Well, I've just stopped about halfway to my ground blind that I'm going to be hunting this afternoon. It seems like the wind may have switched. I just want to double check it, make 100% sure we still got the right wind. I want to take my H&S wind indicator to make sure we still got the right wind. We still got a good east wind, which is perfect. We're good to go. We just got the cameras and bow and everything set up. Looked out in the field, and I already have a few turkeys feeding. That's definitely a good sign. We got a full moon right now, so I definitely think the deer's gonna be feeding early. Only thing we need is a few hot does.
Already had turkeys out, so that was definitely a good sign. And then shortly after that, had a doe come out.
Earlier this morning, we had a small 6-pointer come in chasing a doe. Other than that, the deer action has been very slow, no deer movement whatsoever.
I looked to my hard left in the thick brush in the woods, and I saw some antlers coming out. And as it was getting closer, I realized it was a really nice 9-pointer. It had some trail cam pictures of. This deer is probably about 3 years old, really nice deer, and he was real alarmed. I didn't know what quite had him so edgy. Anytime you take a big buck like this, it's like they have a sixth sense. They're very smart, very educated. I had the wind right in my face. I'm sitting in a ground blind. I mean, this ground blind is extremely brushed in very well. The windows are barely open about this far, so I don't know what has this deer on edge. He didn't like what he was seeing or smelling, and he turned around and went out just about as fast as he came in. Off he went.
I really feel like this is the stage right before the rut. The bucks are locked down with the does, waiting for them to come in their cycle to be bred, and they want to be first in line. So I definitely feel like that's what's going on. It is October 25th. Anything could happen any hour, any day. So what we're going to do, we're going to slip out of here, go check some Cuddyback trail cameras, see what's going on. Hopefully get a good picture of a big buck on camera. You don't necessarily have to have a picture because anyone can show up any day, but it sure does make you feel a lot better when you're sitting on the stand that a big buck is showing up. So we're going to ease out of here and regroup for this afternoon, and hopefully we'll get on one.
It was a slow morning this morning, so we pulled out, went and got us some lunch, and tracked a few of the Cuddyback trail cameras. Seen some good bucks on a few different farms, but we still feel confident about this farm. The wind's still right. We had several shooter bucks on this farm the other day, so we're going to slip back in here and give it our best shot. I'm going to get sprayed down here, and we're going to ease in. A couple does came in the food plot, and then I had a little small 8-pointer come from my left. He started chasing him around like he owned the place.
Before the break on Longshot TV.
Well, I'm just arrived at my camp here in Ohio. I have multiple farms here to hunt. I looked to my hard left in the thick brush in the woods, and I saw some antlers coming out.
I really feel like this is the stage right before the rut. So what we're going to do, we're going to slip out of here, go check some Cuddyback trail cameras, see what's going on.
Had a little small 8-pointer come from my left. He started chasing him around like he owned the place. I have this one 8-pointer chasing these 2 does around the food plot. He's on one for a little bit, then he turns off into the second one. And I mean, this evening hunt right here is like absolutely perfect for the rut. I mean, I'm getting to see him scrape, I'm getting to see him paw the ground, dirt flying, getting to see him grunt behind chasing does. I mean, it's like a picture perfect evening. Shortly after that, I had another nice 8-pointer coming from the right side. So in the center of the food plot, there's a community scrape, and all these bucks I'm seeing are going to this one particular tree, and it's like every one's just trying to get a little higher up on the branch, the licking branch, to put their scent, and they're making scrapes there and just kind of rubbing the tree. All of a sudden, this little buck comes out from my left side. It looks like a little 4-pointer or something, real small. He starts sparring with one of the 8-pointers, like right in front of me. I hear their horns clanking back and forth. They're kind of pushing each other around. Not really aggressive, but I'm getting really excited, and I just can't wait for what's going to come out next. Well, what I got here is a food plot. It's about 3.5 acres big. I put it in back late May, early June. And what it is, it's clover with a biologic mix, and I also mix in some turnips and radishes. For late season, they'll actually turn real sweet when it gets cold. Deer will come in and dig them up and eat them. And all the way around this food plot is just the thickest bed you could ever imagine. It's like the perfect habitat for a deer. Right behind the ground blind where I'm sitting here is a grown-up CRP field that's real brushy, it's real hard to see in. So I actually got this ground blind just set up in the edge of the CRP. I have like a little island here, I brushed it in, and I'm overlooking the food plot. And I got probably a 35-yard shot in front of me, and then it's all thick woods. So I'm very limited to my shots out of this ground blind here on the ground, but it's a great place to hunt anything out the north, from a northeast to a northwest wind. I can hunt right here. And what I did, on the other side of the food plot, about 65 yards from this ground blind, I put an elevated ground blind, and I can hunt any wind out of the south. And with the elevated ground blind I put in, it allows me to see a little further, because once I'm on that side of the plot, I have all that tall CRP and I can't really see down into it. So I put that ground blind a little elevated, and it gives me an advantage to see the deer approaching from a long ways away, where I can get ready with my bow and my camera. I'm seeing a lot of deer, seeing a lot of rut action, but now the winds finally got right for me to hunt this other farm I've been trying to get in. So me and Roy gets everything together. We head to this farm. So we get all set up and everything, and we're in there. It's cracking daylight, and it just seems like the perfect morning. You got a little chill, sun's starting to come up.
Before the break on Longshot TV.
This evening hunt right here is like absolutely perfect for the rut. Short left that, I had another nice 8-pointer coming from the right side. I hear the horns clanking back and forth. They're kind of pushing each other around. So I actually got this ground blind just set up in the edge of the CR pit. I have like a little island here. I brushed it in, and I'm overlooking the food plot. And now the wind's finally got right for me to hunt this other farm I've been trying to get in. It's cracking daylight, and it just seems like the perfect morning. You got a little chill. Probably sat there 45 minutes, maybe an hour. Also, I heard the leaves started rustling around a little bit, like a few sticks break, but it wasn't like slow, like something was coming out. You could definitely tell it was something kind of running or trotting around a little bit. Sure enough, it was a small doe, kind of skirted by Roy. He didn't see it, and I told him, get ready, something's coming out. This doe's running, she's acting funny. It's that time of year, I just knew had to be a big buck behind her or something was pushing her. Sure enough, there was a really nice buck. I saw the antlers coming off that little ridge. I got Roy's attention. He got on it with the camera. We knew this was a deer. No second guessing this was definitely a shooter buck. And I honestly couldn't believe it was going to happen this fast. You know, this short into the hunt. Usually I'll stretch it out all season. It didn't seem right for me, you know, holding out for one good buck in the state of Ohio, but I'm like, it's about ready to come down to it. It's going to happen. She moves a little bit. She starts feeding even closer. And now this time, she's like right under my tree. I mean, pretty much straight down. And he's coming in, he's like zeroed in on her, looking at her. And as he is approaching, he's getting a little closer, and I'm like, here it goes, Roy. This is her shot right here. So when the deer gets in shooting range, I finally have an open window. I draw back on him, and Roy tells me, no way, no shot, no shot. He's probably about 25 to 30 yards to my right side. Roy's got him on camera. He gives me, okay, we're good, Wade, we're good. So I'm just waiting for this opportunity. As soon as he stops, I draw back, and when I draw back, I got a limb about that big around blocking my shot. I tried to squat down. I tried to lean off the side of the tree. I tried to make it happen. There was just no way possible I was gonna make a clean shot on this deer. So once again, I had to let my bow down, and I just sat there and watched, see what was gonna happen next. He held up out here about 35, 40 yards, and he came in the opening 2 different times. I had him, and I drew back on him, going to shoot, but Roy couldn't get the camera on him. He was stopped behind a tree. Roy couldn't see him, but I could. And then doe kind of fed around, came behind us right underneath the stand, and when she did, he started coming in closer, and he got within about 30 yards of us. And Roy was on him, just waiting for me to make a shot. I drew back and had a daggone tree limb in my way, so I couldn't shoot. And just heartbreaking. I mean, a truly stud of a deer. What a deer. This is the first really cold weather we've had this year. First snow, 4 inches of snow on the ground. Started snowing this morning about 7 o'clock. It's about 2 o'clock now. I've just been in the blind for a few minutes now. 28 degrees for the high. Only thing, we got a little bit stronger wind than I like, but I've still taken some really nice bucks on windy days. So definitely going to put a timer here for the next few days, as long as the wind will give us the right direction to hunt the stand. So I finally got settled in the ground blind and just got my camera set up and my bow ready. I'm actually hunting and filming by myself today. These deer are funneling through this timber feeding, heading out to a cut cornfield, and usually late season they'll herd up in there like cattle. You know, it's nothing to see sometimes 25, 30 deer at a time in there feeding. I know what can happen here in Ohio late season. If you put a foot of snow on the ground and cold temperatures in the teens, you're definitely going to see some deer activity. I had a couple younger bucks come feeding in, and as they were feeding in and got fairly close, I kept watching them, and I looked over to my far left and I caught the glimpse of a pretty nice set of horns. They really stood out. They were light color.
Before the break on Longshot TV.
I just knew had to be a big buck behind it or something was pushing her. Sure enough, there was a really nice buck. I saw the antlers coming off that little ridge. I finally have an open window. I draw back on him, and Roy tells me, no way, no shot, no shot. There was just no way possible I was gonna make a clean shot on this deer. So I finally got settled in the ground blind and just got my camera set up and my bow ready. I'm actually hunting and filming by myself today, and I caught the glimpse of a pretty nice set of horns. They just really stood out. I got the camera on it real fast, and sure enough, it was definitely a shooter buck. I just got multiple things running through my head, you know, by myself. I gotta get this camera on him, I gotta turn my GoPro on to get the second angle, I gotta have my bow ready to go. It's just a lot going on in a very short amount of time.
I just shot the 10-pointer I was after. I cannot believe it. I knew today was going to be a good day with this cold snow coming in. 4 inches of snow on the ground. I've been waiting for this cold weather all year. We finally got it. I just had a feeling about today. And guys, I just did it. I just shot the big 10-pointer. I had trail cam pictures of on the cutty back. He came up the ridge just like I was thinking. We had the perfect wind. I shot him at 23 yards, put a perfect shot on him right behind the shoulder with my new Matthews hayline. Guys, I'm just ecstatic right now. Well, just slipped out the ground blind. Ryan just made it back here, so we're gonna go see if we can find this big old deer. I seen where it kind of took off and went down a ravine, but let's go see if we can find the arrow and get on the blood trail. We're right in this area, is right where I shot him, about 5 feet from here. I can't find my arrow, but it looked like I got a clean pass through, so it's probably out there in the woods somewhere. But I just got some blood right here, so we're gonna get on it.
We get all the way over to a ravine where it goes down, and this bank probably goes down, I'm gonna say about 100 feet, and it's leading down to a creek bottom.
Well, I've tracked this buck now about 100 yards, and I've ended up down here at this creek bottom, and he's actually crossed the creek right here. I can see where his tracks went across and on the other side.
Loaded up in the truck, drove on the other side of the farm, walked back in roughly to the location where the deer crossed the creek on the other side, trailed the blood in. Sure enough, that deer didn't go another probably 50, 60 yards.
We're on the other side of the creek, about 75 yards. We got pretty good blood through here. So we're gonna ease a little deeper. I've seen where he bedded down once, so I can't imagine him going much further. So we're gonna keep on heading this way and see if we run across him. Come on. Look right here. Got blood right here. I see him laying up there in this thicket.
I got up on him, put my hands on him. He had split brows on both sides, which I've never taken a buck with split brows on both sides. They just like matched up perfect.
Late season here in Ohio, if you put your time in, be patient, you get some cold weather late season, I mean, it can be very productive for you. I just had an awesome hunt this afternoon. It seemed like, you know, I was in the blind for a pretty long time, but when it started happening, the wind started letting up just a little bit. The deer started rolling out. I've hunted really hard this year. It's been probably one of my toughest years, but I've also had some luck on the way. The temperatures has been very hot this year, very warm. To be December, January period, we've had temperatures in the 70s. And we were just waiting for a cold front to roll in. And one came in yesterday. Temperatures dropped about 30 degrees, and I got my ground blind yesterday evening, and this big guy showed up. I was able to put a good shot on him with my new Matthews hayline bow, and I'm just very blessed and very lucky to be able to hunt as much as I do and take a great animal like I did.
Want to find out more about Longshot TV? Look us up on the following. Special thanks goes out to our friends and partners at Country Boy Outfitters.